There's a big bang from down under. The UK has a new emergency response network and it wants your help. And we mark the imminent passing of our preferred fuel with an ode to diesel. All that and more on the Weekend Wrap. Okay, I think we've given you enough time to fetch a suitable beverage and to fix some popcorn as well. And I'm just going to switch off that thing that's scrolling across the bottom of the page. It's time to bring you the latest mini epic from the studios of Demolition News and Diggers and Dozers. I'm not going to give the game away. Let me just tell you that it all is not as it might first appear. And if you have the opportunity to do so, do yourself a favour and crank up the volume. The sound design on this is probably better than anything we've ever done in the past. So, without further ado, having given it far too much of a build-up, let's roll the film. I just want to personally thank our patrons. Their continued support allows us to pursue these strange little flights of fancy of ours and to produce films like that. But imagine that. Diesel-fueled machines going the way of the T-Rex, the saber-toothed tiger, the dodo, and Manchester United as a major force in world football. And in all likelihood, that extinction will happen in our lifetimes. If you were here yesterday, you may recall that we talked at some length about the imminent demise of diesel-powered machines. Well, just as yesterday's show ended, those fine folks at Yanmar sent me details of a new prototype electric machine that will be yet another nail in diesel's rapidly closing coffin. Was that machine digging a hole to plant a tree or to bury yet another diesel engine? According to Yanmar, the SV17E is aimed at the 1.5 to 2 ton operating weight segment. The unit is powered by an efficient electric drive and hard-working 48-volt batteries with fast charging capability. Our prototype is significant because it demonstrates our capability to bring the quality and reliability of our highly respected conventional engine technology into the arena of electrification, explains Yanmar's Cedric Durand. But we have gone further. As always, the operator is at the heart of this machine, and we've challenged ourselves to deliver the comfort, power, control, and precision which we believe will surpass the expectations of professional operators. That machine apparently is undergoing further testing ahead of a proper formal launch at Bauma 2022. It's also worth noting that Yanmar is a very, very big producer of engines for other OEMs. So could we see Yanmar electric power being used in other brands of equipment? We shall see.
Hi, I'm Peter Haddock and I'm here with Phil Marsh, and we're here with Spot the Dog. Phil, what on earth have I got in my hand? This is not a microphone, people. What is it, Phil?
So this is our Leica autonomous reality capture solutions. We've got the BLK Arc, which is the autonomous reality capture sensor, which is a sensor fusion with a robot. Today we're showing it with the Boston Dynamics dog, but it can fit on any sort of robotic device.
I'm going to stop you there, Phil. We've got something important to do, Phil. We've got to take this dog on a journey, because I'm hearing that there's another special announcement, not just the voiceover we've got on the tannoy, but we're going to go and see some friends of yours. So follow me and keep talking. So the dog's going to come with us as well, folks. This is how this works. So Phil, don't really understand how this whole technology works then. How have you integrated this into the dog?
So the Arc itself is collecting the 3D spatial data, so it's delivering and collecting the point cloud, but it's also aiding the navigation of the robot, so it avoids detection, and it's obviously simultaneous to the location.
So it's just turned there. It's just turned there, so it doesn't want to walk into here.
Exactly. So it's avoiding all the obstacles. So if you put a chair or something in front of it, it'll walk around it, and that helps. In a construction environment where it's a very busy
it's
environment.
Just stopped. Yeah. There we go. Yeah.
So the device in your hand is a BLK to go. So it's the same technology, but that's a SLAM device, so the simultaneous location and mapping device. So that's also collecting the 3D spatial data, but that's aided with the visual inertial system that's in the sensor itself, as well as the IMU. So obviously collecting all the data as you're walking kinematically.
So right now we're going to see these guys here. We're capturing them in a 3D scan as we're walking. They'd say hello, guys. And so what we're able to do, it's not just the dog that we're talking about though, is it? It's also the fact that this is going into other applications. So really what we've got to understand, folks, is how that we're going to get this dog all the way around to a really important stand. So one thing we've got to do, Phil, is we've got to say, come on, mate, it's time to go. So keep with me, Phil, because we're now looking at a scenario where there's a lot of obstacles here. We can see the dog really working very hard, can't we?
So it's trying not to purposely walk into objects, so it's using the 3D spatial data to aid that navigation. Obviously the Boston Dynamics got sensor as well, but we've included and integrated that sensor into that technology. So at the back is the Spot core computer and all the data flowing through, so it's obviously avoiding obstacles.
Right, and so we've also got this device here that you're integrating into other things like drones as well. Tell me, is that working the same way?
Yeah, so exactly the same technology. We call that a BLK to fly, and that's an autonomous reality capture but in a drone solution. So a very simplistic flight path, and it avoids obstacles like chimneys and things of that nature that's going across the top of a building.
And so that in itself, it allows you to do different things then. So we've got the dog here that could go into applications where realistically, you know, we've got potentially dangerous applications where the dog can go into instead of us. We've got the flying the drones, and we've got this, which by the way, folks, has been capturing myself and Phil as we've been walking around, which is super exciting because I've been caught from all sorts of different locations, Phil, in that one. But now, Phil, what I wanted to do is let the dog have a bit of a break, because let's turn around, folks, because we've arrived somewhere, Phil. So we've arrived on site here with the dog. to a little company that I know called Sunbelt Rentals, folks. Now, Phil, Sunbelt Rentals, they're welcoming the dog today because there's something we've got to talk about. And I'm going to bring in one of the team from Sunbelt Rentals, another good friend of mine, Stuart. Stuart, we're here today because we wanted to bring the dog to say hello. But the bigger thing is, this dog is going to be part of your journey with Leica Geosystems and the Hexagon Group. Because guess what, folks? Do you want to tell them the big news, Phil?
Yeah, we've formed a premium partnership with Sunbelt with the BLK solutions.
So that's it, folks. So wow, that is another big moment for you guys at Sunbelt here at Geo Business, because what you're doing here now is you're saying to people, we're again working on solutions with our key partners in the industry to deliver completely new approaches to doing work. Tell me a little bit about what that actually means to you as a business and why this partnership is so important.
Yeah, so I think one of the main things for our customers is they want to explore new technologies to make their projects more efficient, deliver on time, quicker, more efficiently, in the case of construction, more economically, and also from a budget point of view, if they can save time, that's a big knock-on effect from a money perspective on a project. So yeah, working with Leica Geosystems and the BLK range of products, it allows our customers to access a full portfolio of individual sensors. So from the BLK 3D through 360 to the Go, and then into the range of autonomous solutions. So essentially, it's one product family that can deliver data to a customer in one ecosystem, and we're really excited about that.
I think what's really interesting for me, folks, and Phil, I think this is really integral into the way we're doing things. You guys are coming together.
Yeah.
You're not just coming together about technology, it's all about coming together about how we can do things better. And I think with this technology integrated, you've got to train people how to use it, haven't you, Stuart? And so when it's at one device, you can show a customer this one device and then integrate it into other platforms like the drone, the handheld and the dog. And that takes away a lot of the time and integration with your customers, doesn't it, when you've got a device as flexible as this?
Yeah, so I think one of the key things is the data. Data is power, data is knowledge, and the way we're all evolving is data is key to how we deliver projects. So having systems that integrate together, and then the data is flowing through Leica's range of softwares as well, to be able to create deliverables quickly, efficiently, and basically to the requirements that are needed, without having to go through lots and lots of steps, going in and out of softwares. Having one kind of portfolio of products, really will help people to use this to its maximum efficiency.
That's absolutely right. And Phil, one thing for me is this is about collaboration. Yeah. It's about relationships. Yeah. It's also about man's best friend. Yeah. And I think that the whole point is you guys at Leica Geosystems and the Hexagon Group have worked with Sunbelt for a long time now, and this shows you a real strength in the relationship and the partnership, doesn't it?
Yeah, this almost seals the partnership together, doesn't it? And like Stuart alluded to, it's not just about the sensor, it's about sharing the data online in the cloud solution, and it's like working together to share that knowledge with our customers.
And for me, folks, this again isn't a microphone, but I'm going to use it to give me a bit of strength in what we're talking about here. This is not just about data. It's not just about a connected worksite. It's not just about a dog. This is about a partnership that's going to give people in this industry a new way of working that can be faster, more efficient, more flexible, all from one really, and it's quite light, handheld device that can be a part of a whole system and a whole solution. And for me, what's really important about that is we do things better, Stuart. One, we do things more efficiently. Yeah. Two, we do things more sustainably. And ultimately, if we've got the right data, we're on the right site, we're in the right direction, the dog's walking with us, and everything's going to plan, then we're going to reduce our carbon impact. And as we go to net zero and all the challenges that we face, this partnership's going to do some of the hard work and the hard graft, isn't it, Stuart?
Yeah, definitely. Absolutely.
Right, it's bye from me. It's bye from the non-mic. It's bye from Phil. Bye from Stuart. And most importantly, it's goodbye to the dog. I think he's been super well behaved today. And thanks ever so much for everybody for sharing in the excitement factor that is the BLK to go with the dog and everybody else at Sunbelt Rentals. Cheers.
Now, if you were among the many that has purchased and read Paul Ford's book, Dangerous Structure Emergency Response, you will know that Paul has been actively involved in the creation of a national network of temporary works and demolition engineers, to support the nation's emergency services at any major incident where persons are known to or feared trapped or vital infrastructure could be compromised. Now, I was hoping to have a photograph. Yeah, it's just popped up. That network is known as NEST, the National Emergency Services Support Task Force, as I say, NEST, N-E-S-S-T, and it is now actively seeking members to offer and share their expertise. NEST will be inviting members to a series of urban search and rescue training days during February and March 2022 for on-the-ground familiarisation. Now, in case you missed it, here is Paul Ford talking about why NEST is so important. That's the wrong button. This is the one we want.
NEST is a mechanism that fills a void in time, that when a blue light is called to a dangerous structure or an incident, obviously the blue light is the first point of call. The blue light goes out. What follows closely behind, but never super efficiently behind, at times, is the local authority's ability to respond. So in the dead of night, there's an explosion, there's a big fire at a storage facility, and the storage facility is next to network rail. As that's raging away, the calls from the blue light will be made to the local authority, and the local authority will have a list of people that are on call, and they'll ring them at home in the dead of night and say, look, there's an incident over at this place, can you get over there? Emergency services have got possession of the site at the moment, but we need to be prepared to take on that responsibility when the emergency services are finished. And what you could have, there could be a 2-hour delay in the emergency services seeing somebody from the local authority. And in that period, they could have a need for structural advice from a structural engineer or demolition engineer, and when we're talking about dangerous structures, the relevance, the importance of a demolition engineer, somebody that actually understands how a building will react, not necessarily why it's standing up, the foundations are this big because the calculation tells me X, actually fundamentally why they're standing up, how a building will react if we take out that part of the building, or if that part of the building has already collapsed or exploded away. And that period is a really important period in the emergency services ability to get to survivors, get to people trapped or deceased, or protect local infrastructure.
To apply to join NEST, you can email Paul at paul.ford@degroupuk.com with a cover letter explaining your personal experience of temporary works design and or management of dangerous structures. You can also find out more at www.nest-response.com. Perhaps better still, you can still purchase a copy of Dangerous Structure Emergency Response at dangerous-structure.com and flip straight to page 38 for a better understanding of exactly what that role entails. And just to let you know, I am planning to do another interview with Paul Ford very soon to look specifically at NEST and its aims, its hopes, and its ambitions. So keep watching if you'd like to know more. We've already seen here in the UK the slow eradication of fossil fuel power stations from the nation's skyline. But the UK is not alone. As the world wakes up to the damage caused by our industrial past, coal-fired power stations are coming down around the world. And the latest to fall is in Wallerawang in New South Wales in Australia. To find out more, let's throw over to News 9 in Australia.
Oh, there they go! Today Extra, where we have been anticipating this moment all morning, and it did not disappoint. The 2 stacks, 2 chimneys and a building.
Boiler house.
And a boiler house have come down near Lithgow in New South Wales, Davina.
So it's an old coal power station that hasn't been used since 2014. It first started being used in 1957, and it was really what drove the economy in the area at Wallerawang. And yeah, all eyes on there this morning to see it implode was the words we were told, and it didn't disappoint.
I thought there was a bit of X in the implode, if you want my opinion on it. I mean, I'm not an expert.
It was an X-rated implosion?
It was, well... I clear my browser history before I...
Wise. Very wise. Oh, my goodness.
But we were in the commercial break before, because, you know, we've been waiting for this to happen, and the countdown started to happen when we had 20 seconds to go. But we caught a bit of it there. I don't know if we can roll back at all and see the first building.
It is very, very cool, though.
Blow
the
up.
Countdown and everything.
The countdown was great. We're just trying to get that up for you now. But look, look. I don't know why, but it's in heavy news last 20 months. It's sometimes nice just to focus on something that's
a good old-fashioned implosion.
Here we go.
Here we go from the top.
So here we go. There's the first building going down. It's quite loud.
Slow-mo as well.
And then down go the towers.
Oh, I'm appreciating the slow motion.
Oh, it's dramatic.
Yeah. This is even better than the first time around.
Oh, yeah.
Wowee.
So it's Green Spot. They're a privately owned New South Wales group. They successfully acquired the power station back in 2020. Mm-hmm. And it was closed after it was closed in 2014. And the acquisition moved forward after Green Spot presented an alternative view for the site that required only a partial demolition, together with plans to repurpose the site as well. So there's a lot of smoke there. There's also a lot of fog in the area. So the logistics of trying to get the chopper up above this site to get you those live pictures.
They did well.
There's a lot of work behind the scenes. The newsroom is pumped. There's about 4 cameras there to get every possible angle.
Totally worth it, guys.
And now Green Spot is going to need a bigger broom.
Exactly.
That is a big old
Get the Dyson out, everybody.
Yeah. Only the Dyson will do.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Thanks so much,
Davina.
We're still checking, but I am reliably informed that the demolition was actually carried out by Australian demolition giant Liberty Industries. Now, if you were watching our 12 Days of Christmas show last night, you will know that the new generation of case backhoe loaders featured very high on our list of the most significant product launches of the past year. Well, although they've only been in the market for a month or two, those machines are already finding favour with customers right across Europe. The fine folks at Case have produced a short film that combines the backhoe loaders in action together with some testimonials of those early adopters. Now, the full-length film, because it does feature quite a bit of foreign language, it also features subtitles. And since I know many of you watch this show on a mobile device, those subtitles would be virtually impossible to read. So we've produced our own director's cut featuring just the machines in action. You can catch the full-length film over on the Case Construction Equipment YouTube channel.